Four people have been arrested in connection with the N3 highway truck blockade. Disgruntled truck drivers blockaded the route on Van Rieden's Pass in protest over the employment of foreign drivers, as well as the steep fuel price. Now, traffic is flowing again after the route was reopened earlier on this afternoon. Senior reporter Desan Thathia, of course, joins us this evening for the very latest on the story. Desan, good afternoon to you. Just give us an update on the traffic flow so far.
Well, there is some good news, and that is that the traffic is flowing on the N3 after it was brought to a standstill for many hours this morning as a result of those trucks that had blockaded the Van Rieden's Pass. So that went on for several hours, from the early hours of this morning until the afternoon, and that's when authorities were finally able to remove those vehicles and get things moving again. But caveat here is that, unfortunately, there's still a backlog in some areas as a result of, in some cases, some breakdowns, in other cases, just all of the trucks that were waiting to get back onto the road. So, motorists are urged to exercise a certain degree of patience in getting to their destination, and some of them are already frustrated. But for now, it sounds like there were other sporadic incidents, apart from the one that we saw at Van Rieden's Pass. For example, at Howick, that incident has also been cleared up. So these are popping up here and there. But officials, we are told, are stationed along the route, and they are in various places to kind of deal with these incidents as they come up.
Now, Desan, do we also know about the arrest of the four people?
Yes, so we also had an opportunity to speak to the Provincial Commissioner for the SAPS, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. He was there on the scene at the Van Rieden's blockade, working with his team members there. And, one of the things that he was saying to us just before we got news of that arrest of those four people was that they were also looking to get not just those that were on the ground and those that were there near the trucks. They were also trying to get those that were the ones behind this protest, behind the strategy and how it would play out. And he said that to that end, they were making great progress. The difficulty that they faced on the ground was that although there were trucks that were parked off, the people that were gathered around it, the truck drivers, were not claiming ownership for any specific truck. So that made it difficult. In some cases, they said that they had been forced to stop the trucks there, that there had been attackers that had come up and pulled out guns and forced them to park the trucks there and took the keys away. So these were some of the issues that police were dealing with on the ground. But eventually they did arrest those four men. And interestingly enough, one of the reasons that they were arrested and detained is over economic sabotage. Now that makes perfect sense because this is such an important trade route between Johannesburg and Durban. Let's listen into some of that interview that I did with the Provincial Commissioner at the scene earlier.
Yeah, well, at least we've got some leads. We're able to get into some leads because they're well coordinated, how they operate, they organize whatever they're doing. As we speak today, in KZN, there's a blockage here, and there was a blockage in Howick as we speak, and same modus operandi. Yeah, but we now know who are the main instigators. So we are going to be on their case.
Are we going to be hearing of some people behind bars soon?
Yeah, well, we've been always arresting those that we always find on the road. But the actual mastermind that we've been struggling to get them. But at least now I know who are the organizers. And the organizers, we've got their contacts, we've got their particulars. So we'll be going for them.
Well, surely this must have caused a lot of frustration on the motorists.
Definitely, and I really wouldn't want to have been one of those that had left Johannesburg with hopes of coming to Durban for this weekend only to get stuck in that traffic. I mean, I spoke to a gentleman there that said that he was there for at least 6 or 7 hours today. He was stuck at a garage just at the point before where that blockade was. So police had cordoned off that area. That's where traffic was stopped. Many people were forced to pull off into the petrol station, and I can tell you they were not happy, as you or I would be as well. So we had an opportunity to chat to them about this. Let's listen to some of those interviews that we conducted when we got to that garage today.
Pretty empty road, coming here. And I was advised that there was going to be a blockade when I just left Harry Smith. But when we came in here, it was really bad. You can see the trucks and everybody. We're all stuck here, frustrated.
We left there at 7 o'clock, stopping everywhere, asking what must we do. Eventually people said to us, no, we must come here in an hour's time it's going to be open.
Yeah.
Now we're here.
I will leave it there, but I appreciate, of course, you giving us this update. That was our senior reporter, eNCA's Deson Thathia.